All right, hello everybody. How you doing? This is Dr. Phil. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm coming at you live again today, and we are set to give away $700. So hopefully everybody's excited about that. Um, Looking forward to today's guest as well. I'm going to get everybody logged on here quickly, and I just wanted to give you a quick update where last week we were at the Capitol for Legislative Day. If you couldn't join us for that, please reach out to me if you're willing to help us share some information with legislators. We've got some important things that we're doing this time of year in terms of electronic or essential health benefits. I almost said electronic health records. EHR and EHB are awful similar sometimes. But we also are running animal chiropractic legislation. So if you are an animal chiropractor, this is an important time for you to stand up for yourselves. Reach out to me, and I'll be happy to get you the information that we sent out or that we passed out to legislators last week. And I really am excited about what we're trying to accomplish here. We had a great day at the Capitol. Hopefully you can join us in the future, because that's going to be something that we do year in and year out. It's been such a tremendous event for us over the years. So hopefully you'll get a chance to join us next year. Also, in addition, I just noticed I didn't change my name. It says I'm Tiffany down here today. So hopefully you won't mind if I'm Tiffany. But also, we have our pediatric symposium, our first pediatric symposium in conjunction with the International Chiropractic Pediatric Association, coming up May 31st. You should have seen some emails about that recently. You'll be seeing some Facebook posts here shortly about that as well. But if you can join us down in the Pismo Beach area, incredible location, fantastic venue. I can't say enough about it. I've stayed there at the Cliffs Hotel numerous times. So grateful to be able to have an opportunity there. Oh, good. Here it comes up on the screen. You can see all of the events that we're doing here on our webpage as well. There's the pediatric conference. We've got a great speaker lineup. Dr. Stephanie Libbs, Dr. Peter Kevorkian, Dr. Lynn Gerner, our own Dr. Ann Lundquist. She'll be one of the speakers as well. So hope you can find the time to join us for that. This is the first ever of this kind of collaborative event with the ICPA since I've been involved with the association. So should be quite the event. We're looking forward to it. And like I said, the venue is going to be awesome. Looking to do some things as well with how we deliver the content, like times a day, so that you can enjoy the venue, go down to the tide pools, walk on the beach, maybe hit up a winery or one of the tasting rooms downtown. They got a bunch of breweries down there as well. So it's really cool location. If you want to come out and join us, it should be a good event. But I wanted to get on with today's content and our guests. Let me invite our guest in here. I'm so excited to bring you Dr. Dayanara Thompson. Oh, good. She can see us there. Perfect. Thank you so much for joining us. Can you hear me? Okay?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you guys. Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited.
All right. I keep wanting to say like Dr. Day all day or something like that, like we're hanging out.
The rhyme, it goes, right?
Yeah, I was thinking like Chardonnay all day, but I figured that's but Dr. Day was one of my students. I'm so proud of her. She has done some amazing things. If you saw our infographic this week for this week's show regarding first responders in the recent fires. So I really wanted to bring her on here and share her story. But just tell us a little bit about who you are and how you got to where we're at right now.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you so much for being my professor throughout Life West. Definitely, you're one of the professors that poured in and helped me to get to this level, so I really appreciate it. I'm a Life West alumni. I definitely love my alma mater, and I'm a chiropractor. I'm from San Francisco. I'm now in Studio City, so serving the Los Angeles area. I work with a few different nonprofits to bring chiropractic to different communities, and hopefully by the end of this year, we're actually going to be doing some service work work over in Africa. So I'm really excited for that. Did corporate wellness, still do some corporate wellness, and then I practice part-time at my clinic here called Align Your Vibes. So excited to be joining you guys today.
Awesome. Well, Dr. Day reached out to me. I don't know, this was a couple of months ago now, right? Obviously, when the fires were here, and said, "Hey, here's what I want to do. How can you help me?" kind of thing, right? And I said, "Well, we had done some things like this before here in Northern California. Let me see who I can put you together with." But just share with us a little bit about, kind of what motivated you to do that and the experience that you had during that time.
Yeah, so for what brought me into chiropractic is I was a first responder. So I worked for Tri-County in the Bay Area, so Alameda, Contra Costa, and Santa Clara County, with my main cities being Richmond, California, and Oakland, California. So I served for 3 years, and unfortunately, I was involved in an accident where I ended up paralyzed on the left leg. So through chiropractic and spinal rehab, I was able to regain my function and my movement, and that's when I decided I wanted to be a chiropractor and decided to enroll in Life West. But my time being a first responder, I was able to see the lack of care for first responders, but how much they put out into the community. And that was something that even in chiropractic, I wanted to make sure first responders had access to chiropractic and knew what chiropractic was. Also to start teaching some more self-care among first responders, because their burnout rate's really high, and most first responders only last about 5 to 10 years in the field, 10 years kind of being the maximum. And for myself as well, when I was 18, my house burnt down. So when the fires happened and I got evacuated, I was like, what's going on? When I got the call in the morning that my evacuation thankfully was lifted, my clinic was actually in the line of fire, and there was a fire on our street. So when I got the message in the morning that my clinic was fine, my home was fine, I was able to return home, I just kind of started to feel like I needed to mobilize and do something. I knew that we didn't know how long this was going to last, where it was going, but I knew that we needed care. So I started reaching out to different friends that I have here in Los Angeles, most of them Life West alum, started reaching out to you, and then other people that I know in chiropractic. And I was like, guys, I have this idea. I don't know how we're going to accomplish it, but something needs to happen and needs to be done. And this process taught me a lot about how we need to definitely organize more as chiropractic, but also to how we should strategize to get government contracts for chiropractic. That was the biggest hurdle. Was actually getting on base. So we did serve at the Malibu base, and that was thanks to Dr. Phil Troy. He's in Malibu, so he actually knew the fire captain, was able to get us FEMA clearance and get us into base. But unfortunately, it took us about almost 3 weeks to get there. So by the time we got there, these were some of the most difficult adjustments, and I do consider myself a pretty good adjuster, right? But some of these guys that and women too. The firefighters, they had been on shift, some of them for 21 days, even though it was only day 14 of the fire. Since they were in CAL FIRE, most of them go out for about 10 days and they get rotated back home. So a lot of them were going into the rotation out and then got extended. We had firefighters coming in from Wyoming, Washington, Colorado, Texas, Mexico, and South Africa. But for the firefighters, they were actually sleeping in their rigs because Malibu gets really cold at night. Some of the mornings I was arriving around 6 a.m. and it was like 37 degrees and really cold and really windy. So some of the firefighters were camping out on the beach, but most of them were sleeping in their rigs if they weren't out fighting the fires. And most of these guys were 11 to 14 days on shift straight. So full sympathetic response, full thoracics not moving, just full stuck in fight or flight. And additionally to working with the firefighters, I organized a group of chiropractors and a few students from the chiropractic school down here in LA. And we went to some different volunteer centers to adjust families that had been displaced by the fires, and also to adjusting the volunteers. One of the centers that we went to, it was an upstairs and downstairs location. They had 150 volunteers, and these guys were moving all the donations up and down the stairs. And I'm talking about weekend warriors at best. A lot of people's bodies were not ready to be lifting these boxes, carrying them up and down stairs. So this was a really great opportunity to introduce the general population to chiropractic, but also just the first responders. And the first responders were so grateful. They actually tipped us, what was very generous, and we didn't want to accept it. And they're like, no, you guys are taking this. And they just kind of created this family community for us at base, which was really nice. but it just shows how if we can create a government contract or create a nonprofit or an S corp where we have a bunch of chiros working under it whenever there are natural disasters, we'll be able to just get in faster since we'll probably already have FEMA clearance and have all the proper structures in play. So it just kind of really showed me the way that we can move forward in chiropractic, and also how chiropractic, we can kind of start to really talk about all of the principle-based things that we do to get there. And it's not just about the low back pain, right? It's about functionality. It's making sure our first responders are healthy and as alert as possible as somebody could be after being on shift for 14 days straight.
Well, that's awesome to hear. And I think I want you to talk a little bit more about creating those institutional opportunities, and how you see that kind of working, I guess, a little bit for us as an organization or us as a profession, because I think that's an important point. A lot of the things we try to do here at CalChiro are to support chiropractors in different forms and fashions, right? Whether it be through these government contracts or that kind of thing. But have you had an opportunity to talk to anybody about inroads to that, or how the association or just general members and general chiropractors could contribute to that?
I haven't been able to start talking too much. I did shut down my clinic for 2 weeks during this time. So I've been kind of in full swing, just getting the clinic back, because it did dip down pretty low during those times since so many people in this area were evacuated. However, being a first responder, when you are a first responder, you do get put on the FEMA deployment list. So I was placed on the FEMA deployment list for 10 years. And that's typically standard for EMTs, paramedics, emergency medical doctors, as well as emergency room nurses, and sometimes police officers and sheriffs. So I think there is an avenue to get chiropractors on the FEMA response list and the deployment list. I think for chiropractors, it'd be really cool if we could make it an optional thing versus, because I know not every chiropractor is going to want to get deployed out. That's, it's definitely the nature of our profession, right? Definitely more chill as opposed to working in the emergency room. So I think if we have a group of chiropractors that would be willing to do that and utilizing CalChiro and the connections that we have here to establish those government relationships, whether there be a natural disaster within our state or other states, we'd have a group of doctors that we can pull from where we're able to go out and we're able to serve and also have those covered, those costs covered. If we have to take flights or if we have to drive or whatever the case may be, not for the money say per se, but just kind of having all of that put together. So I think utilizing this as a group and then pitching for government contracts would probably be the next steps. It's definitely going to take a lot of work to make it happen. And I definitely think it's going to take some time. I think there's going to have to be a lot of education to the emergency medical system boards, as well as FEMA, as to why chiropractors should be there. And I think when we start from a principled space and showcasing what chiropractic really does and about how it's about function and performance, and more so too, when you are in those emergency high-paced situations, you do have split seconds to make decisions. So I think when it comes to people's lives, and the one thing, sorry, I'm like backtracking a little bit, but when we were on base in Malibu, from when I was a first responder, there wasn't a lot of mental health advocacy. But this time in Malibu, they actually had a whole mental health trailer. So if any of the first responders were just overwhelmed with what they were doing, they could go to the mental health trailer, and they had different talk therapists, psychotherapists, sensory deprivation, like areas, just to kind of support the mental health of the first responders. So I think chiropractic in addition to that would be very impactful and important, but just really starting to showcase chiropractic in a different light than I think the box that we've been put into of low back pain, neck pain.
Yeah. I just got chills when you were talking about, making quick decisions and like being on the front lines. It's just, it's amazing what you've done. And, you're just brand new. I mean, I say you're brand new. You've been out, a year, maybe two, and I think about all the chiropractors that can be inspired by you. It's so, it's inspirational, like I said. But share with us a little bit, like, how do you get on those FEMA lists if people want information about that kind of thing, and how they would go about doing what you did?
So for the FEMA list, I was put on the FEMA list as an EMT, and that wasn't until I got hired hired in by the county. So I worked tri-county, so then those 3 counties all put me into the FEMA deployment list. So that's the thing for chiropractic is I think we might have to reach out to FEMA directly to see how we can get put on the FEMA list. I don't think it would be too difficult because especially within our state, we do have to fingerprint and do our background. That's the same thing as most people who are on the FEMA deployment list. That they have to do. So I think it's just more so of those communications and conversations, but utilizing the network of your patients and the network of your colleagues, just because I was trying to get on there, trying to get in. Finally, one of the doctors I connected here with in LA connected me with Dr. Troy. I spoke with him and he was like, yes, vet the doctors you bring out and you guys can come. We'll get you on base. Since it was at Zuma Beach for the Malibu base, it was pretty open. So other chiropractors were coming. We had one chiropractor who showed up for one day and had a whole photo shoot and camera team. She was literally there for 2 hours. She even had like a fan blowing in her hair, and she brought models out that were dressed as first responders. It was pretty insane. We had a few other doctors that came and selflessly served. And then we had other doctors that were just there. So it was kind of sad to see the ones that were just there when it was really just a time where we needed to pour into our community and just really serve. So just really utilizing those connections, and don't be afraid to text people. I think I texted like 200 people on my phone. I was just like, hey, I have this idea. I mean, what's the worst somebody's going to do is not reply or say no. I think the power of prayer is really important because once I put this intention out, I just really prayed on it. And I'll be honest, the first 2 days I was really frustrated because I wasn't making any traction, any headway. I kind of cried about it. And then it was just wild. On the third day, everything just fell into alignment. All the right people were texting me. All the right organizations were communicating with me. We tried to reach out to the FEMA and to Red Cross. They weren't very helpful at the time. And it's no disrespect to those organizations at all. They're in the middle of a disaster. They can't really take time to vet people. So I think that's why it's so important that we get vetted before any type of disaster happens. And especially in California, this weather shift, especially in Southern California, it's giving earthquake season, so we just want to make sure that we're as equipped as we can be and as prepared as we can be.
No, that's incredible. And I think that's the key to this whole thing is let's get it going before there's a problem, right? Let's be prepared, proper prior preparation, prevent poor performance kind of thing. That was what I learned in the fraternity back 30 years ago. So, but I wanted to just talk a little bit too, because, I'm always trying to reach out to, you're a young doc. We have our new practitioner task force. I see Dr. Robbie Butler on here today who, started that for us. And I'm always trying to figure out better ways to serve new practitioners or reach out to them. And I wanted you to talk a little bit about what you've been doing because I, obviously follow all of what you're doing on Instagram. You're doing a fantastic job of creating your brand and that kind of thing, or just advice you have for new practitioners and maybe why you felt like this organization was good to be part of and that kind of thing as well.
So for me, I joined CalChiro as a baby Chiro student at Life West. So I think it was like my second quarter. I enrolled in CalChiro just because I saw the importance of advocacy. So a little bit more about myself is I worked for the mayor's office in San Francisco from the age of 18 until the age of 15 until 18. And then transitioned into becoming an EMT. So I was doing different politics and I was working really closely with the mayor in San Francisco. It was a really amazing opportunity that I had. But I saw the importance of politics and also the importance of building connections and making connections. And unfortunately, with chiropractic, we do have negative brand equity. So it's about creating a stronger brand equity, stronger brand identity, but also creating these connections because chiropractic is going to grow tremendously over the next few years, as we can already start to see it. Statistics are showing it. But if we're not on the forefront of what chiropractic is and isn't, it's just going to make the process a lot harder. And now with social media, it's great because we're able to really push what it is, but there's a lot of people pushing what it isn't. But it doesn't matter what people see online. It matters what's happening at the legislative level. Like, what are we able to accomplish at that level? How are we able to organize? And just being part of an organization where we can have that outreach and have those connections is really important. And honestly, until this point in time, being a new chiro, I've just been like so focused in my associateships and now in owning a clinic. I didn't even realize that I didn't sign up for CalChiro as a doctor until this time. And then I was like, oh, snap. I'm not a part of this organization. I definitely need to be. So that's when I decided to join. But just the amazing things that you guys do and all the different resources that you guys have. I'm actually thinking about doing the QME exam, and you guys have that QME program. And I know a few doctors that have went through it and they all passed. It's the hardest state exam. It's a 50% fail rate. It's harder than the bar. They say the California bar is the hardest exam in the world. So you guys really have an amazing formula of things that you're doing. And advice for new doctors is you need to have a support team and support system. When I first opened my clinic at the end of 2023, I did it alone. I didn't have chiros that I could reach out to, just because everybody in my cohort was either in chiropractic, starting their own thing as well, or just out of state, not doing chiropractic. So it was just kind of a process I went through by myself until I was renting space, and now I'm in my own space. But I just got so involved in that. And then now a year out in my own space, I'm like, whoa, I need support. I need chiros. I need people I can work with, have mentors, have questions, because doing stuff by yourself is extremely hard and difficult. So creating a support system like this is just really critical and pivotal to your success. Because I think a lot of times people are like, I can do it alone. It's like, no, you need a team.
Asking for help is one of the most important things. So I'm always here to help you. You know, we got to do a better job, obviously, of following up with new graduates to make sure they get on board in their first years. And that's part of why we've developed some of these new practitioner resources, you know, and we've got some new membership tiers too, to really help new graduates be successful. But anybody that needs help, don't hesitate to reach out to me. Well, I wanted you to tell people if they have questions or want to connect with you, all of those kind of things. How do they find you? How do they connect with you?
Oh, definitely. So it's funny. I have 3 Instagrams. The first one is dr.day__, and that's my chiropractic page. My studio's page is ayv.studio, and we are going to open our second location come August, so that's really exciting. And then the brand page, which is just overall general health and wellness tips, is Align Your Vibes. So those are different ways. My email address is just drday@alignyourvibes.com. And I'm definitely here to collaborate. I'm definitely here for chiro and coffee and all the good things. But also to Dr. Dieter, I want to say thank you for all of the organizing that you did, all the connections that you helped me make. All of this was only achievable through all of our collaboration, and I'm just very grateful to that. So I just want to say thank you. And thank you guys for having me. This was really exciting.
Oh, my pleasure. We're just getting started. I should have known, you know, when you started talking about work for the mayor's office, I probably should have known this when you were a student, but you know, now with everything being online, you don't get to hang out with people and get their vibe as much. But yeah, like I said, if you are a new graduate, new practitioner watching today, you should definitely, maybe you could put your stuff in the chat, your channel, so people could follow you and that kind of thing. If you type them in there, Tiffany can post them, because I really think if you're looking to build a brand, or you should be looking to build a brand, first of all, Dr. Day has been building a brand, and you should follow what she's doing. I know she'd be willing to help you. Great example like this. You know, like I said, I can't thank you enough for doing what you've done. I hope you can come and join us in September at our fall conference in Disneyland. It would be great for you and some of your cohort and things like that to come.
I'll be there for the QME portion.
There you go. Hey, we'll still have a good time we're going to do some fun stuff in the park and that kind of thing. And we're going to have a great event in September. Well, August 28th. It starts in Disneyland. So it would be really good to see you down there. Among other things, we got some other events coming up that we'll be talking about as well. So, but yeah, I feel like we're just getting started. So thank you so much again for being on here. You're going to stay on while we try to give away some money today?
Oh, yeah, I'm always here for the free money. Hold on.
Yeah, you could win. Your name's in there. So
free vibes, good vibes.
All right. And $700 is nothing to laugh at. You know, when I talk to these students last week, and when students reach out to me about this. I'm like, well, just come and watch the broadcast for 30 minutes. You could win $700. That'll pay for a board exam right there. But all right, let's bring up the wheel. Let's bring up the wheel today. Here comes, okay, good. So remember, before we spin the wheel, that you have to be a member. Your name has to be drawn by the wheel. You have to respond within the chat in 30 seconds to claim your prize. We're going to spin 7 names today. People usually help me because I forget how many names we've drawn over the course of the 5-minute period and that kind of thing. But let's draw our first name for today. Ooh, Bridget Rosenberg. Bridget Rosenberg, you're our first winner. Let's see if you're here to claim your prize. I saw Dr. Kevorkian's name right there. Did you see Dr. Kevorkian's name?
I did.
Oh, yeah. Dr. Kevorkian is going to be one of our keynote speakers at our pediatric event, like I said, coming up May 31st. If Tiffany, can you put the link up there for the event May 31st as well? If you want to come and get some fantastic pediatric content and enjoy an incredible venue, that is going to be one of the best venues you could come to. Great food, great location, good vibe there around the beach. But you're around the beach all the time, so.
I'm a little bit more inland, but I do love the beach.
Come hang out on the beach with us. The room block is awesome. It's gonna you can't get this hotel at this price. It's incredible. So let's do name number 2. Kevin Joe, you are name number 2. Let's see if Kevin's here to win his prize. I see everybody starting to chime in. Marissa, she's been one of our faithful listeners. We have given away some big money. The prize keeps going up. The first time we gave away $900 to a student, and then I think just a few weeks ago we gave away $800. Oh, there we go. There's the link for the pediatric event. If you can join us, I would love to see you there, or people that are on with us, love to see you there. All right, it doesn't look like Kevin made it today, but let him know if Kevin's your friend that he won some money. Let's do name number 3. Sasha Popov, you are name number 3. Let's see if you're here to claim your prize. I really hope that everybody, if you tuned in late, hopefully you heard me about our legislative agenda that we went to Sacramento and talked about last week. We are in the active process of lobbying for the animal chiropractic legislation. If you're an animal chiropractor, this is your time. This is your moment. Reach out to me or Dr. Marissa. Maybe Marissa, you can put your contact information in there for people to reach out to you. We've got a hearing coming up on the 28th of this month. If you can be up in Sacramento to join us and testify, we need bodies in the room April 28th. So hopefully you can be there. Let's do name number 4. I didn't see Sasha. Kristen Andrich, you are name number 4. Let's see if Kristen Andrich is here to claim her money. But just to kind of keep telling you about what's happening on the animal chiropractic front, we also need people to reach out to their individual legislators, especially if they're in important committees like the Business and Professions Committee. That's going to be who our bill is heard in front of on April 28th. So that's important if you're one of those areas. The Contra Costa people, I know Tim Grayson's on that committee. I was just texting him the other day. So hopefully we can get somebody to reach out to Tim as well in addition to what I've been doing. So doesn't look like Kristen's here with us. Let's do name number 5. Annette Purdy, you are name number 5. Let's see if you're here to collect your money. I just saw Dr. Nona's name. You know Nona, right?
Yeah, she's phenomenal. She's so amazing.
Yeah, she's actually going to be in Santa Clara at our event on April 10th, next week, April 10th. If you're one of the San Jose, Santa Clara, San Mateo peeps, Alameda, if you're in any of those districts right there, come and join us April 10th. Maybe, Tiffany, you could put the link up for the event with Dr. Nona next Thursday. It's on your CE21. Even if you aren't a member, you can still join us for those dinner talks and that kind of thing. Oh, I just saw a message in the chat. It sounds like Annette Purdy is here. Did Annette respond in the chat? I see Annette Purdy. I'm here. Congratulations, Annette Purdy. You are the winner of $700. It's so, see, you're the good luck charm. You're the good luck charm. You were here when we gave away the money. Well, I'm so excited for Annette. I don't think we've met, but I'm looking forward to meeting you. Hopefully, Annette, you can put that towards like a fall conference attendance. That's coming up again, like I said, on August 28th. Oh, and she's a student. That is so exciting. I love it when students win. That's what it's all about right there. Annette, so glad, happy to see that you won the money this week, which means next week we will be back with at $300. $300 next week. The prize pool will start building again. But once again, thank you so much, Dr. Dave, for being on here. Really appreciate it. Hopefully you can join us on some future broadcasts and come and check us out at some of the events.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for having me.
All right, take care, everyone. We